For everyone that clicked on this video, I want to ask you a question. Do you remember this website? It's known as Marriland.com, and I don't know about you guys, but back in the days of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White, and Black and White 2, this was my go-to source for how to get through a Pokemon game. I remember thinking that those walkthroughs were the best things ever created. However, sadly, the website has sort of been abandoned. But that's okay, because in this video, I'm using one of those legendary walkthroughs to beat Pokemon Black. So, what do I mean when I say beating Pokemon Black the Marriland way? Well, I'm going to try to follow the walkthrough on the website as close as I can. This means I'll be catching all the Pokemon that Marriland does, grabbing all the items, and taking the same route as the walkthrough. By the way, there's only two simple rules. As I said, I have to follow the guide as closely as possible. And I'm not going to do the post-game, even though Marriland does cover it, but it's mainly just filled with catching legendaries and rematches, so I don't think it's too significant. One more thing, I want to give a shout out to TPCi for kind of inspiring this type of video with his Pokemon as Nintendo intended videos. If you want to check him out, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. With all that said though, let's beat Pokemon Black the Marriland way. At certain points in the walkthrough, Marriland provides what his team looks like, and my goal is to match that team, not only in terms of Pokemon, but also in terms of the levels. I wanted to say this, just in case there was any confusion from when I said I need to catch the same Pokemon as the guide does. Since that's all cleared up, let's get on with the game. I chose Oshawott, who didn't have any problems taking down Bianca's Tepig or Chair and Snivy. However, we did destroy my room, but we didn't bother to clean it up since we are such bad children. Anyways, I rewarded Oshawott with the awesome nickname of Whiskers and moved on to Route 1. I searched around the grass to find a Lillipup, who I called a Dogecoin, and a Patrat, who I named a Psycho. Because look at those eyes, man, they're so unsettling. In Accumula Town, aka the town with one of the best soundtracks, we met in, but a few water guns to the face killed his measly Purloin. Speaking of Purloin, I caught one for myself on Route 2, and I nicknamed it Hello. Get it? Because it's like Hello Kitty, but Hello Purloin? Okay, I should not try to make any more cheesy puns. You know what was easy cheesy though? The fight against Bianca, as she only hit me once throughout the entire battle, so Dogecoin and Whiskers had their work cut out for them. Charon, on the other hand, did not go down as easily. I forgot that he started with his starter, so I switched over to Dogecoin. Snivy crit him with a Vine Whip before going down to a bite. Luckily, Purloin wasn't a threat, so the rest of the fight was pretty easy. I quickly went over to the Dream Yard to pick up Pansear, known now as the Boy Scorch, before heading into the gym. And now that my team matched Marriland's, it was time for Silent? I think that's how you say his name? Anyways, Whiskers ate up Lillipup's bites, even after it used a workup, so a couple of water guns did the trick. I sent out Scorch for Silent's Pansage, and incinerated him to death. Wow, that sounds very disturbing for a Pokemon game. I find it funny that the walkthrough never told me to grab this item in the Dream Yard. It's so tempting though. It's literally just sitting right there. But no, I gotta stick with the Marriland way. Anyways, on Route 3, I started with Dogecoin this time for Chair and Snivy. He was able to handle Snivy without too many issues, and even Whiskers got in on the action against Purloin, who died to a few water guns. After that, I caught a Blitzel, who I named Marty, and a Roggenrola, which I called Brock. This is also a good time to mention that I did randomize my game, so that trade evolutions actually happen through level up, since I need to evolve 2 Pokemon in this playthrough, but I can't trade with anyone. Once I got to Nacrene City, the guide insisted that I buy a couple of X items. I never really buy these things, because I never use them, so this is kind of a waste of money, but hey, Marriland told me to. I also found it strange that Marriland battles end before going to the outer section of Pinwheel Forest. Usually, I don't fight N until I'm ready for the gym, but I guess it didn't matter too much because it was an easy win. West of the city, I caught a timber and named it Goblin because you can't tell me the top of its head doesn't resemble a goblin shark. Once my team looked like Marriland's, minus Psycho who was still on the team for HMs, I was ready to battle Lenora. Herdier went down with no issues at all, since I did get pretty lucky with Rock Blast. Watchog, on the other hand, was a ginormous pain. Brock immediately got killed, so I went over to Marty in order to paralyze her. After that, Duwat dealt a bit of damage before I sent in Dogecoin, and luckily, he was able to take down Watchog with a couple of tackles. Lenora, I officially hate your stupid groundhog. North of Castelia, I caught a Sandile and named it Goggles. To be honest, I don't even know why we get this Sandile, because it only grows to level 16 before the 3rd gym, and then it goes straight to the PC. But you know, I gotta have it on the team no matter what. Fun fact, I had to catch a brand new Lillipup since I accidentally got Herdier up to level 21, and then I saved my game. So this Dogecoin now has Intimidate. Anyways, my team was identical to Marriland's, so it was time to battle Berg. He hardly gave me a challenge though, as Whirlipede and Dwebble went down easily. Levanny was the only one that put up a little bit of a fight, but Brock was able to Rock Blast him to death. Bianca and Charon didn't give me too many problems during the next rival battles. Charon's Servine did kill Dogecoin, but that was the only notable thing that happened. I then had to backtrack to Pinwheel Forest in order to catch Suwaddle. Here's another Pokemon that I don't know why we get, because it never gets higher than level 14. Nonetheless, I named it Leaf, since I had nothing better to call it, and moved on. In Nimbasa City, the walkthrough highly recommended that I buy the TMs for Return, Thunderwave, Reflect, and a Light Screen. However, I didn't even have enough money for Reflect since my wallet became empty after buying the first 3 TMs. Way to go, walkthrough, trying to make me broke out here. Anyways, over in the mini theme park or whatever this place is, N got defeated easily, as at this point in the game, I have a counter for all of his Pokemon. Once my team was at the right levels, it was time for Elisa. Her 2 Emolgas kept on going for Volt Switch, like they always do, so I just tried to get off as much damage as I could with Brock before Dogecoin finished one of them off. Zebstrika took down Dogecoin, but Goblin came in to finish the job. And then Goblin was an absolute savage as he held on with 1 hit point to kill the second Emolga. What a beast. On Route 6, Charon tried to stall out our battle by lowering my accuracy with Leaf Tornado and using Detect. But just accept the fact, Charon, you're not that good, my dude. Anyways, over in Driftvale City, I traded a random Minccino for a Basculin since we need it for the next gym. By the way, this Basculin was named Red-Eye, which is a pretty cool nickname, I can't even lie. Now that my team was looking perfect, I was ready to take on Clay. And this battle was all about Whiskers, as the only hit he took was a Bulldoze from Palpitoad. Psh, Clay, you are so pathetic. After the gym, I had to backtrack to the Desert Resort in order to catch a Sigilith, and for once, we actually used this Pokemon for the rest of the game instead of letting it sit in the back of the party. By the way, I named Sigilith Unknown because I know that's an unknown connected to the top of its head. The fight against Bianca lasted longer than it should have, as she kept on spamming Hyper Potions, and I got unlucky with Rock Slide against Pignite. In the end though, we won without too many issues. Speaking of no issues, N didn't give us a problem, minus the fact that Brock did lose to his Boldore, which I'm still kind of mad about. Luckily though, Girder came in to avenge Brock and wipe out the rest of N's team. With all the leveling up I did, my team was looking better than ever before facing Skyla. And that's probably why this battle was a no damage, one-shot sweep. Okay, I know I said Clay was pathetic, so what do I even say about Skyla? I mean, this was just embarrassing for her. Nothing to say about the Charon battle before Twist Mountain, as he's just as bad as before. You know who isn't a piece of garbage though? This Axew that I caught, who I called Fangs, and this is also the final team member for this playthrough. Also, I gotta say, I like how Maryland's walkthrough covers all the optional areas in the region. I feel like they usually fly under the radar, especially in Unova. The guide sort of hinted at the fact that Blizzard would be useful for the 8th gym, so I picked that up from the mart in Isra City. Bryson was actually a bit tougher than I thought he'd be, and the funny thing is, his ace, Beartick, was the easiest team member to take down. Well, I guess that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. The next two major battles in the game were both really easy. Bianca didn't give us any problems, as per usual, and for Drayden, I set up 2 Dragon Dances with Fangs and sweeped his entire team. Even with his illegal Haxorus, Drayden still didn't stand a chance. Charon kind of put up a decent fight for his last battle. Superior hung on with probably 1 hit point, which allowed him to kill Dogecoin. I guess we can let Charon have that moral victory, since the rest of the battle was a piece of cake. After Victory Road, I stocked up on at least 20 Hyper Potions, 10 full restores, 20 revives, and 10 full heals, because that's what Marriland recommended to do. So, once I made my final team check, it was time for the Elite Four. Chantal wasn't too hard, considering that I had a normal type that knew Crunch. Cofagrigus and Golurk went down easily, before Chandelure took down Dogecoin. However, Brock and Fangs were able to clean up the rest of her team. Goblin had a heyday against Grimsley, since, you know, he's the Dark-type master. I was really hoping that Goblin could put the cherry on top by finishing off Crocodile, but sadly he went down. So, Whiskers came in and finished the job. I was able to set up 2 Dragon Dances at the start of the battle against Caitlyn. This allowed Fangs to crush Reuniclus, Sigilif, and almost Musharna. But Dogecoin had no problem mopping up the rest of her team with Crunch. The last Elite Four member was Big Bad Marshall, who got absolutely obliterated by the combination of Unknown and Psychic. So, to sum up the Elite Four experience, it was incredibly simple. Now it was time for one of the coolest scenes in any Pokemon game, in my opinion. You know, the one where all the gym leaders come out of nowhere and stand up for you? Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Also, I tried to kill Reshiram for some extra EXP, but it turns out you actually have to catch the thing. Sorry Reshiram, you're going straight to the PC. Alright, time for the last showdown with N. I set up 2 Dragon Dances with Fangs, however, I still wasn't able to one-shot Zekrom, causing Fangs to die quickly. Once again though, Goblin had a heyday, as not only did he take down Zekrom, but he took down the next 3 Pokemon on N's team. Archeops finally ended the kill streak, before dying to a Stone Edge from Brock. Last out was Caracosta, who got dealt with easily by Whiskers. For the Getsis battle, I yet again got too greedy with Dragon Dance, as Cofagrigus got a critical Shadow Ball, which made the poison finish off Fangs. Stoutland did what he did to Chantal's Cofagrigus, and Hydreigon died to a single Hammer Arm. After that, I thought Goblin would go down, but he hung on with 2 hit points to also one-shot Bouffalant. Brock and Whiskers had no issues killing Electros and Seismitoad, so Bisharp was out last. I was hoping Goblin could come back in and somehow kill him, but that just didn't happen, so Brock came in to win the battle. And with that, I've beaten Pokemon Black the Maryland way. I had a ton of fun making this video. Not only was it nostalgic to go back and look at a walkthrough that helped me beat this game about 9 years ago, but I also got to use Pokemon that I've never used before, like Lillipup and Sigilif. And I'll admit, they turned out to be amazing. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these types of videos, because I'm totally down to make some more. If you want to support the channel, then be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to see more, as we just recently hit the 250 mark, and now we're on the road to 300. For now though, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, deuces!